I said radio and television, where your matter now we own. And you don't hear this na station will be say, will they talk to you about your rights, will they tell you within they happen, and then will they educate you, will they advocate for you, and then will they carry your own matter put for head, whether it concern us or not. And in the spirit of that, just like they do every Tuesday and every Friday in the 11 o'clock hour, would they bring you the program what they call Know Your Rights. Yes, Know Your Rights. Now that program where Christ said they join hand with the Young Lawyers Forum, Garki branch, that's Naija body of young lawyers them, where they come inside studio to come talk to you, to come educate you, to come tell you waiting be your right. We don't do the one of your right when it comes to police. We don't do the one of your right when it comes to matter of landlord and tenant. We also don't do the one of your right when it comes to inside matter of freedom of gathering, freedom of assembly, and even this right when you get to do, go agree and how it take to push democracy. And in the spirit of all that, today now we get two wonderful lawyers them inside the studio, and we're going to discuss what we call understanding the boundaries of lawful expression. Yes, for you to understand how you go take they talk your mind, how you go take they express yourself, where you supposed to do them, how you supposed to do them, and where you supposed to not do and reach. And to take follow me on that one, I get, like I talked to wonderful lawyers, I get Okeleye Adebayo Esquire. Good morning. I will move ahead. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And then I get Victor Chinedu Eric Esquire inside the studio. You both are welcome to the studio. Now, make I start with you, sister. You are first introduced. Now, when we talk about lawful expression, what would they talk about exactly?
So we no go complicate things for instead. Already there's a lawful um explanation and definition to this, but it might bore our viewers at home, our listeners at home. So I'm going to be breaking it down to the minimum, the best. Like when you look at the federation, the powers of the federation, for instance, it is combined people's power. These are power given to like a centralized government was formed by powers delegated to it through our monarch, our traditional rulers. People donated their powers, they submitted and stated it's a single government that is supposed to adhere to everybody's needs. That's the government, that's what government is to people. But now the government has come. You have citizens that are voted into power. But then how would your voice reach them? If there are not provisions that enable you to actually air your piece, there are times where these persons might not actually represent the interests that they have promised that they will actually represent. So there's a need for you to be able to like say when the government is not doing things appropriately. And then the constitution stated that in section 39 of the constitution it is stated here very obviously the power the right of the person to actually own a voice. But then there are limitations because then um your emotions get into this and you don't know when you start going beyond what should just be an ordinary exercise of your 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 discretion against how the government is going on. Let's say for instance, I don't know if I'm talking too much, but for instance now, the government promised to provide electricity, and then the first year has gone, things have not changed, electricity are still bad. Second year, and then you start to complain that for you people promise, that's your right. But when you now start saying, you people promised to provide electricity, but instead of giving us, you bought transformers and then you went and distributed to your village, only your village, and then you start giving people the impression that, oh, the government is actually deliberately holding back this thing. Now, you might just be airing your piece, but what is the effect of the message you're passing to people? So whether or not you think that you are saying the right thing, you have to consider the effect of what we're going to say. Because if by your utterances, people are incited to violence, you start burning houses of government officials, whatever it is, the fact that it was started due to your uprising, there's no how you are going to escape liability because even the laws are stated that categorically. So when you're talking about your freedom of expression, you have to think very well. Like when you say this thing, what is going to be the after effect? Is there a possibility of a negative effect on the people? Can my utterance, my genuine plight, can they be um misinterpreted into inciting violence? This is, you have to actually think about this thing very well before you go out there, especially on the online space, because people get very emotional. Yes, it is your right. You are supposed to question the government, but you have to actually think very well, especially when you think that the government is a bad one. If you think the government is a bad one, you should be very careful on how you even give yourself to them, because now we all agree that this should be our laws. That was what I was trying to explain at the beginning. This power is given. We agreed. Every laws that is in existence in this country is with our acceptance. Yes. Yes.
How?
That is the implied. That is why there is notice given. No laws are passed without your notice. Do you know that? Yes. It's public notice. They don't just pass laws behind your back. If there are grievances, if you don't want, everybody should unite and say, no, we
We
don't
don't
want
want this
this
law.
law.
Adebayo, I'll come back to you. Now, make I come to you, Victor. From wetin he talk now, he say yes, say as the talk, all of us agree for this law. And the law give us the power to yarn our mind. Oh, they say they go give us light. Now, our right. Na part of their work to give us light for government. Okay, they no come give us this light. We suppose get a way where we go talk am. Are we now saying, say, this same section 39 will give us the right to freedom of expression? Me say we not really get freedom to express.
Okay, thank you for that question. First of all, the first thing I'm going to say is this. Clearly, categorically, the Section 39 of the 1999 Constitution gives the right to the citizens to freely express themselves. That's true. That has been established by my learned colleague over here. However, on further reading of the Constitution, you see that Section 45 of the 1999 Constitution provides that no rights, that means the whole fundamental human right that we have, because we know that Section 39, that is the right to freedom of expression, is a fundamental human right. And Nigerians and all citizens are guaranteed to enjoy that. However, Section 45 provides that in as much as you're exercising your right, you're enjoying your right, or let me use Pidgin, as you're joining with your right or everything, you should pay attention to things like the public order, public safety. So that means, whilst you are speaking on issues in Nigeria, your speech and your expression should not be conceived as hate speech, very important, misinformation, very important, and meant to incite the public against the government. Now, there's a way to say we don't have light in our area. Let me give a hypothetical example. If in my thank you, if let me say I'm staying here in Korimpa, this is located in Korimpa, and we don't have light in our area or our street, our region, I'll say I'll go online, type for the past this. We don't have light. We don't have light. That's expression. I'm giving it clearly. But when you now start going into things like this government, Yoruba, this and that, you're not bringing segregation. You're bringing tribalism. You're degrading. You're degrading because now you're inciting the people to say, okay, this is a Yoruba government. This is because some people, when they express their opinion, especially I'm on Twitter, I'm very active on Twitter. So many persons, when they go online to express their opinion, they don't just say the fact. They result into sentiment. They start bringing, that's why the government, the president appointed this and that. First of all, it's not even the president that's in charge of your own life. You did not drag your governor. You did not drag your local government in Abuja, our chairman, all of that. You now went to the president. You now started attacking Yoruba. What concerns Yoruba in your life? Now that's another thing. That's hate speech. Aha. Then also we have people that lie. Just because they want to bring this government down, begin to lie. Focus fact. Evil things that don't exist. So that's what the governments are against. Because there should be a balance. Think of it like a scale. Everyone can picture this. You know that scale for measuring things. Yes. So whereas you have right to freedom of expression over here, you also have consideration of the public, opinions, and things like that, the truth. So whilst you are giving, the government have a right to protect the people. So whilst you are expressing yourself, it should be balanced with going with the people, like trying to protect the people. We should not conceive your freedom of expression to being detrimental to people's safety.
I want to ask a question to the both of you. You can take turns to answer it. Idris Abdulkarim, the Nigerian musician, came out sometime last year. He sang a song. And before you know what happened, NBC pushed down on it. Even in the newspapers today, the editors, the Joint Body of Editors, Nigerian Guild of Editors, NG, they are complaining that they are pressing down, they are pressuring media, pressing down the voice of the media, not allowing the media to express themselves. The NYSC lady, Rita Ray, that came out and, they said some things in Lagos, even led to a 30 days challenge rant on TikTok. And see, are those inciting? Are those not? Can you not call those ones freedom of expression?
I'm going to use a very, very popular example to answer this. Do you know the difference between riot and protest? In actual sense, there are no difference. Let me be very honest with you, except you are not a realistic person. See,
Riot
no,
can be
that is
destructive.
not the
Protest.
implication. That's not the implication. Like when you're looking at our kind of government, our kind of world,
Thank you for
or
leading me there.
when you're
Yes.
looking at our kind of world, you will see there's something we call lacuna in laws. And whether you like it or not, you cannot have laws without lacuna. In simple fact, if laws don't have lacuna, if they say the penalty for stealing is killing, then that means anybody that just steals by somebody just gonna kill the person. Do you understand? You have to have like some loopholes where you can find ways to mitigate things. Do you understand? Those are the purpose of lacuna. But then whether these things are being exploited or not is a talk, is a discourse for another topic. Now, what I'm trying to drive at here now is when they say protest is your right, but riot is not. And then as far as the laws of this country is concerned, when there's riot, law enforcement have right to at least shoot to disperse. Now, when you think about things like that, common sense will tell you that at any point in time, the law enforcement can actually turn a protest to a riot. Do you have public CCTVs in this country? In this country, how do you prove that it
We're
was a
protesting
peaceful?
and not rioting.
Exactly. That's the same thing when it comes to this freedom of speech thing. You
Bam.
have to actually be careful. Now, this thing now, I'm not trying to like support the government or something. It still goes back to our lawmakers and our laws. Who are you voting as lawmakers? Okay, if you have laws that are actually favoring the elite and then keeping the citizens, putting them into dangers of punishment, just because the purpose of law is not just to punish, it's to protect. Now, what you're supposed to do is you try to make sure that people that are going to do what's right get into that seat, especially when it comes to like lawmakers. But then people, you see the kind of people you vote into power, then you just come one day because now you are not complaining since that there is a law that regulates freedom of speech until the day that that law is against you are now crying that no, why is there a law like that? But that law has been there since.
No, but are you saying, say, most Nigerians or most of us know they complain about our laws?
Do you know
Because
that?
like this right, just like what I told
Yeah.
one of the young lawyers that came on one of the episodes, most people don't even know
Exactly.
this right. They don't even know.
Now, do you know
Now, they will just go on social media, oh, I have freedom of expression. Now there's even the freedom of expression, you get boundaries. Some people say, where your own starts, and now there another person own
now
starts.
before my colleague goes takes over, let me just answer that correctly. Do you know that ignorance of the law is not an excuse?
Agreed.
Now, you should always just put that at the back of your mind that at any point in time, if you have found one thing, ignorance will not exculpate you.
Okay, so
Even
how
though
do
they are
you
still,
know? So how do you know these laws? How do you know this constitution?
that's
And
why
then what
now,
if you
that
don't
is
even
why,
agree with the constitution?
exactly, that is why I said earlier that there are notices before these laws are even passed. Yes, this is like fact.
You know the constitution amendment review they go on right now.
Yes, exactly. How do you know about it?
now because I did media now.
No, what
Now
I'm trying
because
to
I
say
did media, they
was it
talk about
secret
them.
information?
No, it wasn't
Exactly.
secretive.
But
But
then some
really,
persons
but
will not know.
let's be honest, do our opinions count?
Now that is another different topic.
No, because
Because now if you want to go
we're
as far as
talking
that
freedom
now,
of
you
expression
have to be
now.
asking that does your vote count
So,
and a lot
see,
of
like we're
things.
talking
Do you
freedom of
understand?
expression. I come out now and I go and I write where for so day we never get light for Gwarimpa now. How sure am I that they will even answer me?
No.
But if I go and say, we never get light for Gwarimpa, but we go do this, we go do that, and all of a sudden you see answer.
But now let me tell
So
you
is
the
it
true
on us or
implication.
is it on the system?
Now let me tell you something you're not looking at. Let's assume that the government is actually bad as you think they are.
No,
No,
I don't think.
no,
No, I didn't say that.
Okay, like the people now that want to like write what you just said. Now let's assume that they really believe that the government deserve whatever they want to incite. Let's assume that is what they really believe. Now look at when you now incite people to that level of violence. You know that some persons could possibly lost their lives.
True.
Now you're not looking at if for your own self, maybe you don't mind dying. You cannot say people should not mind dying. That is not something to decide for other people. Do you understand? So when you are thinking that no, me, I can talk, you have to look at the consequence on other people. Even if you can incite their fathers and mothers to come, and what about the children that will die and live? Do you think they'll be happy that like these things are that subjective, and for that reason we have laws that are actually supposed to regulate. Now whether the government exploits those Bakuna or not, those are different things. But as a person, you are supposed to try to make sure that you don't put yourself at the mercy of these people, especially when you think they are bad.
Let me hear you, Victor.
On what?
No. Okay, you agree with me.
No, you've had a lot of back and forth. So on what part?
Yes, I'm still coming back now. You're talking freedom of expression. See the way you should talk, see the way you should talk. Now, I'm saying that some people have expressed themselves, even in ways where not look like inciting, where not be hate speech, and still it be like they press them down. So, how do you marry that? How do you know when your freedom of expression don't begin to go as if? Just like I asked, do these things work in Nigeria? Do your rights really work?
Thank you for that question. Well, the first thing I need to point out is there's a difference between what is out there and what is in court. That's very important. Now, I want to use the example of Dele Farotimi.
Yes, Dele Farotimi.
The guy that wrote the book about Nigerian justice system. Yeah. Now, there is a reason why he's being sued. There is defamation and there's other offenses being alleged. Yes. Now, on social media, what people will say is this. The guy wrote a book and exposed the judicial system. Now, why them they sue him? Their offenses that the people are alleging. And it has not yet been proven. There's no judgment yet. Now, the girl, let me use another example. The girl you spoke about.
Because Dele Farotimi's case is different.
The girl's
Afe
case.
Babalola said he said this. Where is evidence?
So that's defamation.
So let's come to the girl's case.
So the girl's case. Now, what NYC is laying hands on is very clear. On social media, on Twitter, everybody does see. I said something. I said, since the girl knows us, what she said, she came out boldly and she spoke against the fact that
the way the government is.
They've not implemented the 70,000 naira or so wages, and then she started speaking a whole lot of other things. I don't want to talk about that. But since she know that she said something like that, she should know it's normal human sentiment. There's going to be a target on her back. And you now have 1 month that I did not do clearance. What did they call it?
She went.
She went that they know blah blah blah.
She did not do freedom of expression. What she came to say.
That's why I'm saying something.
What she came to say, was it insightful? Was it? She not be the only person where they talk.
Was she sued? No.
No, she was not sued. But now, some repercussion, like you said, she gave a rope. Now, is it now wrong to say things how they are?
Look, let me answer you something. Let me say something. A rope or no rope, should you even have a rope for you to be tied in the first place? In my own NYC, I did not miss any month of clearance.
I also didn't.
Yes. So, except maybe the time I've not come back, and those little things, yes.
Okay, so but for instance, you are gone. and they refuse to answer you, and you don't know say you go use and keep you extra time. When that time reach, you not go talk.
Now, whether they refuse to answer her or not, we cannot prove that because there's no proof for that.
See, now you have
Do
to
you
prove
see?
that.
I don't like living on social media. I'm very active
Even
on
though
social
you're very
media,
active,
but I don't get facts from social media. She said that they did not allow her to do it on the moon that she wanted to do it,
month of
the
April.
thumb printing, whatever. Now, the thing is, she said, that's the underlining element of this converse. She said, NYC is saying she did not miss, she missed 1 month, so we are going to give her extra, is it 2 months? So, they have a legal something that are laying hands on. Do you understand? Now, in my own case, if I want to speak on social media, just like she wasn't, they didn't sue her for anything because they know that what she said is fact. They've not been paid, blah blah blah, all those complaints. It's allowed. It's freedom of expression. She utilized her right accurately. But now you see where NYC are laying their hands. So I'm not saying people should not speak. My own is speak online, like what the law expects of us. Speak online. Speak clearly. Air your mind. Air your grievances. And you guys were saying something about your lawmakers. And all. That is why you have lawmakers to also air the grievances of the constituency they represent. Not to go there and get AC. They should represent your interest.
They should, yes.
So if you feel they're not representing your interest, you can call them back. Yes, that's another process. You can't call them back. But the thing is, these people will go and share money, or I'm not saying all of them do it. I'm just saying those are the things that happen in reality.
True.
So when you finish collecting money, you will not come online and start blaming Tinubu. The Tinubu is the president. He's not your governor. He's not even your rep. He's not a senator. He's the president. He's the whole nation. The thing is, exposure is a problem. Exposure is a problem. You see how aware you are of the issues of Nigeria. Many people are now aware. Just post something online. You see
Different
very
hot
ignorant people saying what they don't know.
Okay,
That's the
so how
problem.
do we get these ignorant people to stop being ignorant? How do we make them also aware and then know say they feel use this right? And I am still asking, just like I said, if I come now and say the way you said it, we have not had light for so days, I probably would not get any response.
So
No,
see inside them.
but now, the kind of country that we are in, so do you blame me for it or do we blame the country? Because if you come now and you just stop, we'll never get like 2 days, so, all my soup don't spoil. Now the same Nigeria can say, sorry, all those things there. But if you come now where they say, I reach AEDC office, I scatter things, or I did, that is where you now see.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
whose fault is
I'll answer
it that our freedom of expression, you're saying that it has boundaries,
Yes.
but how is it helping us?
Okay. 2 things. The first thing is this. I'm very happy for channels like this that exist, where people are educated on their rights. That's very important. There was a time I was watching, I don't really watch this news like that, but I live on social media. I learn what's going on. Okay. So I was watching, there's this thing, they educate people on their rights. They do it on, I think, NTA or channels. There's this, something like that. They tell people on things going on. One of the popular channels. So those are concrete ways that these people are trying, and people and private people are also trying to educate. Service, that's good. However, as a citizen, it is your responsibility. In our law, we say the onus lies on you to expose yourself. You should be informed. What's that catchphrase they say? If you are informed, you will not be deformed. Blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
You should be informed. You should educate yourself. It is not the government that will come and spoon feed you the constitution. Okay, all right, here's it. This chapter 1 is what it says. No. You should expose yourself. That's the first thing. Okay. Because when you are exposed, you would know of these things. Section 45 is not so difficult to read. His constitution is not that difficult. It's clear.
It's boring.
It's boring, but when you read it, and if you don't, and that's why we have lawyers too. That's why you can ask, what do you think about this? You won't have AI. Copy the constitution and paste it on AI. Say, please help me understand what is said there. If you break it down, you still need a lawyer sometimes to help extend things further. Because AI knowledge can be generic. Now, I've answered the part on exposure. That's the first thing. The second thing is this: the fact about what's the second part again? Second part of your
No,
question.
we're talking about like how do you know these laws? Then we talk
Yes,
about
we've answered that.
boundaries. Yes.
Boundaries,
Uh-huh.
So now about the boundaries thing. It speaks little and it speaks bad of the kind of society we find ourselves, that people cannot have intelligent conversations without resulting into abuse and all. It's not
True.
a problem of the government, it's a problem of people's mindset.
But the people not a reflection of the government. It's not from down. Not be waiting we meet. Like them
It
born
comes
all of us
from it
enter
comes
inside.
from it comes from it comes from family. It comes from family, and then it goes to society, and then it spreads all over.
Okay, has
Yes.
it always been like this or now recent
No,
development?
let me round up. Let me complete that. If people know how to engage in intelligent conversations without resorting to insulting government or insulting themselves, it's the problem we have in Nigeria. I challenge you, go outside and bring politics talk now. You people start stupid country, stupid. The moment you just say, but I think Tinubu, this I'm not for Tinubu, I'm not for
No,
anybody.
I get it.
I think the Tinubu policy, it is mad. Food, that sentiment, that purely sentiment. The person is not saying, is it true? Is it fact? It should always be fact over sentiment. Now, when people think like that, when people are that exposed, when you go online and say, we've not had light for the past 1 month, and I think it's a big issue of concern. People, without you insulting anybody, people come online and say, truly, this is bad. They'll start tagging, they'll tag government, they'll tag, yeah, they'll be tagging people.
Minister of
And
Power.
before you know, blocks will pick it up and say, this light or this area have not, this how these things happen in exposed places. It's not until you
In
come up and
exposed
start,
places.
yes.
Now, can you call
But
Nigeria an exposed place?
that's what we should adopt. Like we are grateful for internet. At least now, to a large extent, you cannot say you are not seeing what's going on outside here. To a large extent, fashion is almost the same thing all over the world. Now, this is internet. So you are seeing how people are living and you are seeing how societies are being run. Why do you have to be different? Why do you have to live like 1600s? There's no point.
Yes, please finish because I'm coming. Yes.
Let me add something. I don't want it to look like we are trying to say, hey, we have an unexposed people, blah, blah, blah. Yes, there's some level of ignorance. We must accept that. When you go online, you can do research on the amount of Nigerians that even speak English. You see that is a big problem. and that's why, and
Yeah,
that's why,
can I
and
chip
that's
in?
why, so that we will not give a bad impression as
Yeah,
regards
like
that.
something I remember before I
Please
forget.
go ahead. No,
Also,
don't worry. I'll come back to you.
okay,
Okay.
I remember something. To be fair on the government a little bit, we still have things like Literacy Protection Act and Fraud Act. Because to a large extent, even when we say like ignorance of the law, the law still recognize to an extent that there are some persons that need certain level of protection. But then you cannot just pretend to be ignorant of the exact everything and then one day you just break the law. See, if you want to be honest with yourself, there's victimless crime, there's crime. When you do something that is bad, you know deep down your heart that this thing you did is bad. Even though you want to hide behind, the truth is in your heart, you know very well that it is bad. There's no how you go online and say something that is not true, and then people get killed from it, and
Okay.
then you
Wait.
don't know that.
No. Okay, wait, because that's how I was going to. See,
Thinking that
anyway,
they
finish
don't
your
know.
talk because I have one question. This freedom of expression thing we're talking about,
Yes.
people have tried. We talked about, be able to gather, do protest and everything.
Yes.
And there have been a lot of examples. We'll go back to the end SARS protest. We'll go to the end bad governance in Nigeria protest. And we're not talking now going online to even do freedom of expression. If you followed that time, a lot of people had hope, especially this end bad governance on of last year. Because even on social media, the idea was peaceful protest. They brought out all their agenda, whatever they were protesting for, the support, they drummed it all up, even on all social media platforms. I did not, personally, because I've been working in the media for some time, I didn't see anybody saying anything bad or anything insightful. When that day still came, protest was supposed to hold for, I think, a full week or 10 days or so. Before you know what's going on, especially in the north, I was in the north then, the thing turned to something else. Looting, all those kind of stuff. So How do you, this is where I'm still going. You come out to do freedom of expression in a peaceful way. I'm still going back to Idris Abdul Karim's song. I listened to that song. I don't know whether it is him saying, Sheyi, tell your papa, but the things that were said in that song, what led to them being saying that song should be banned? You come out to try to express yourself, and you find out that the same laws we talk say you feel express yourself, they use those laws then in one way or other, maybe the lacuna you they talk about and use and press you down. So how do we exercise this right of freedom to expression? How? Especially now, another thing I'm coming again. Nigerians are not really happy. Yes, if you really enter, especially since the removal of subsidy, the devaluation, especially that removal of subsidy, said people say they are hungry. You go to transport now, you hear that see, transport is so expensive, accommodation is expensive, and when you say anything, food is expensive, you talk anything, they go say they remove subsidy. It makes things, and Nigerians are not happy. A layman is only seeing say this thing where you do, see what they do me, and you want to express yourself. You feel, oh, I have freedom of expression. I can talk whatever I want to talk. Now, Nigeria has been a democracy now every day. How do you do these things without it being, like you said, insightful or hate speech? How do you do it? And you are still angry. How do you do it?
The thing is this. There's a whole lot of work that needs to be done in Nigeria. It's like I said before, I don't like pointing problems alone. Like I said, I'm grateful for what you are doing here. If people are well exposed as to how to speak about trending issues without, oh, there's this trend now, everybody's now saying alleged. Do you notice that? But you notice it's working, right? It's like it's no longer this person did this.
Yes.
Allegedly,
Alleged that,
is
yes.
some level of information.
Yes.
Is some level of enlightenment. Formally, people will just come out and say things. They don't even say I heard. At least I heard would have been alleged.
Okay, since now they're not using alleged, now it covers them. Even if that allegation might not be any allegation, are you formal?
Yes. So I think that's the problem is always education. And that's why when people like me speak about the need for there to be seriousness when it comes to education in Nigeria, people think it's a joke. That what we need is just food. I know there's need for food, there's hunger in this country. People are going through a lot. I genuinely sympathize with that. But education is very key. If you want to attack a nation, the first place you need to start is the education. If you don't have good education, other sectors will fall. Yes. And that's why the recent, I don't want to go into a lot of talk, but
going into a lot of talk. We are learning.
GMO came on board. Everybody was shouting, hey, GMO. Now nobody knows. See, till today, there's still argument on Twitter and other social media.
Yes.
What's the problem? Education. Education is the problem. I can guarantee you that 60% of people arguing about GMO have not even taken out time to study GMO. I can guarantee you that.
Even if you try to read about it, the thing even still technical, you still will not even understand it.
You meet an expert that know how to explain it.
Sometimes if the expert don't understand some of these things to you,
Look, let me tell you something. I'm a lawyer. There's nothing concerning it. I have no business with tech. I have no business with finance. But I have finance friends.
Yes.
I have tech friends.
Yes.
Now, I'm even a tech startup lawyer. I learned all of these things because I wanted to learn. I'm open-minded. Do you understand? We have a lot of closed-minded people arguing online. And in Nigeria, that's the problem. You are trying to dish out your freedom of expression, and yet you don't even have context. You don't have complete facts. You are just alleging a lot of things, and you are not even using allege. So you are not putting yourself up for lawsuit. Another they'll drag you to court. Now, about the guy's song we're talking about. Well, the thing is this. About whether it has been banned, of course, there's going to be a whole lot of politics, and that's why the courts exist. You can challenge this thing. Yes, you can challenge this thing.
I know.
If you feel that there's an encroachment on your rights, you can go for fundamental right enforcement.
Exactly. She wants to say, oh, it's the presidency. You can. The thing will expire. Exactly. The thing will expire, and then the immunity will end. and then you bring your suit. But then you now be saying, oh, how old the men. That's it. Yes, I mean the man now like she
Where
just
I'm
she was
going
going to
is,
say like
know whether we are in the same Nigeria.
yeah, you want to say
I
like
don't
then
know
it
whether
doesn't
you
work
will
like
talk
that. No, I'm trying
because
to say.
you take it to court. Look,
Now,
my dad has
now,
had a case, labor case. Unlawfully, he lost his job. They gave judgment where he won the case. Do you know that in now, over 8 years now, he got judgment? If this judge say he cannot solve it, they will shift it to another judge.
how
You understand?
like
Yes, they will shift
how?
it from one judge to the other. Now, he's pursuing it with the ministry to see how he can do it. Over 8 years. He was on that case when he retired. Now, see, the matter long is not, I'm not here to discuss my matter. What I'm saying is, when we talk about courts, people are talking as if court cases are something, I just go there and then in 1 minute, in 2 minutes, it's done.
See,
We see cases.
okay.
And sometimes, if I am a layman and I'm trying to drag the government, not be every day we set up. They always sue. How many have they gotten judgment for?
Exactly. Now, let me
So
start.
what are we saying?
Wait, let me start from the beginning. I mentioned something. Wait, I mentioned something from the beginning. The choice of people to power. This is basic root of all the issues. Now, I'm not going to mention name more, but this is a very, very unpopular opinion. Now, we have a certain age where a person can no longer hold office in the civil service. But then you look at the people in the government that are older than that. Now just ask yourself, why do people keep thinking they have to vote those people? Yeah, election after election, they still choose one out of those people, those set of people that cannot even, that are too old to even be in the
Okay, let me ask
You now
something.
say
The
the
same
system
thing I
is
asked the lawyer last week is this. Now we are talking. Just like I was using the end bad governance in Nigeria protest. People came out genuinely to protest. But remember that even in that one, other people still also came out to protest against that protest. And now, just like you're talking, if I come out now to do peaceful protest, and you come out with the mind of riot, you know that you will overpower me.
yes, and you
Even
get
if you,
implicated.
even if we are 3 or we are 5 and you are 2, you came with riot, we came peacefully. You will have the ability to overpower us. Now that is where I'm at. You keep saying we vote. Some of these people, Nigerians are hungry. I am not holding brief for them. We should be able to. Some people want to die, some people don't want to die. Some now they are thinking waiting they go chop today. Thank God, me I did able to chop. I did able to come work, and then I get food to eat. Some people did, from what I heard, even Gary they don't have. And somebody comes and says, vote for me. We will give you money for Gary or we will put food for your house. Do you really blame these people? It's not about, some of them know that they are not informed, but they are thinking, make we see what we chop now. You understand? So you keep saying the people we voting.
Should I be honest with you?
Please be honest with me.
Like, people don't know these things, but I should probably not say it online, but you don't know that if I give you such money, you don't even hold them the responsibility of holding out to the thing. After giving the money, can they force it to
You, they used to watch it.
you?
Don't tell me this thing
Because
now.
you're giving them the negotiating
No,
power.
don't get the people they want to vote. When you finish, we follow you and give it to you. That's
It
why.
still falls back to the
And
people.
again,
It still falls
true,
back to the
true,
people.
I'm still saying it. We just finished an election over the weekend. Until now, we dey hear people will go do vote by koro. People will go snatch ballot box. See the one now in Kano now where they recover lots from these people. And we all sit down here. Some say, oh, we'll go to court, we'll go to court.
Now,
Because
it's
now
not,
them there.
wait,
So if I come out my freedom of expression, I can't talk say, the election will happen for Kano or the by-election. I know like Kamo, this our. Who is listening?
wait, my ask one vital question. The ballot box with the snatch. Now, government official do am opt out. That the touts na old person or young person. You see where the problem dey. Do you understand where the problem is?
So it's not about freedom of expression or no freedom of expression. Even if you come from freedom of expression, the people where they against them, they seem to be more than you will really want to do the genuine thing. So is it not the system?
Educate, not be the system and now us that strike. You now you get responsibility now to try educate people where they directly close to you because the problem are the people. Whether you like, whether you want turn any. How many people do
You know,
government?
sometimes then
Wait,
when you
what
talk to
wait,
these people,
wait.
they
What's the
come and
population of
explain to
what's the
you.
population of
I
people
think
that
over 200.
government? The
Okay.
government. What's the population
Less than,
versus
I know, I think I said 60% of our population is about youth. That is less than 30, Sha.
so and then this less than 30 people are controlling like over
Exactly
200.
what I always ask.
So it is the people that are actually giving them the power. You keep forgetting until you learn to unite against Until you learn to really use that power of your unity and fight for your own rights, you will just you will keep putting yourself in position
Okay,
where
Victor, want to say something
The thing
before
is,
I go to the WhatsApp?
from now till tomorrow, forever, except laws are implemented otherwise. The way our constitution is, you can't go online and speak about issues in an educative manner without resorting to those things that are prohibited. So, like I mentioned earlier, hate speech,
Insightful content,
degradation, insightful content,
sentimental, sensational.
misinformation. You can go online and state your opinions. And that is the purpose of that law. There's a way you go about it that then becomes the problem. So if we are going to say, is that provision of the Constitution working? Yes, it is working. That's yes. Then the second thing is this: how what follows. There's somebody that said something on Twitter. I said it's not about exercising your rights, it's about what follows after exercising it. So the way you exercise your rights, and generally, you should be a citizen that avoid issues. Why would you have skeleton in your cupboard that you are scared that, oh, now I've exercised my rights, something can happen? They can search me and say, hey, you deal drug, you do that.
even come even come celebrity must come with clean hands. No killing. Yeah.
Say if you enter police, now that you go know, even now that you go know your real papa, your real mama,
Yes.
you with your own clean hand. But you know not say you get maybe some people who don't stain oil for your matter.
You know when you are not
Hands are clean. I know
even
my
if you
hands
are
are
not
clean.
supposed to come and say your hands are not clean, you
Eh,
know deep down.
that my hands are not clean.
So you don't put yourself in that position.
But one
You
question
know.
before we go to the social media handles. Do you think they should regulate the social media?
No.
Eh? No, because that's where your hate speech, insightful
No,
moves, is there now.
look, the thing is this
Yes, please, let
about social media and whether it should be regulated. Well, the first thing I'll say, social media is a big space for the expression of the right to freedom of expression. That's the best place. It's a good platform because you can have various viewpoints. Somebody says something and thousands of people are giving their opinion. Social media is very good. Now, about curbing, where it should be curbed, we already have rules and laws as regards that about fake information. That's very important. But and the way it is at the moment, it doesn't curb freedom of expression. So I don't think freedom of expression should be curbed. That's number one. And I don't think social media should be controlled. Because these people use social media to campaign, so they use it for many other things. It's not when it's not favoring you, you will now start saying, oh, okay, let's close it. No.
Sorry, before I come to you, thank you so much. Now, somebody sent a question. He said, good morning, presenter. Greetings to your guest in the studio.
Yeah.
My name is David. I beg, wetin law talk about politicians when they attack each other, hate speech, in the name of freedom of expression, and who's supposed to press charges when this talk begin to cause side?
Now, is it against a particular individual in which it will just be musical?
Become waiting.
It will just be. Wait, is the hate speech directed at inciting people against each other, or is it somebody throwing bans against, or no, is it a politician throwing bans against
Some
other?
politicians throwing to each other, and again,
And it is
but wait,
personal.
but
You can
we all
just
know
you sue
it's
for
waiting.
defamation now. The politician has the right to sue for defamation. If he thinks the bans are defamatory, then you go and press charges. That is his personal issue.
Okay, now, good. You just said something here now. See, if I come online now, I can't talk something. When I talk something, it can't cause make another person begin fight or make lead to death of another person. I don't do wrong with my freedom of expression. Now, you are politicians. You now came and you said something, hate speech, say something negative, something bad about this one. Maybe this one return or this one no return. I am your supporter. This person is your supporter. Automatic as the two of now, you know how we are now in Nigeria. We decide to buy the matter and we also begin to use and take the cost wahala. Did you people not just incite us now? It is.
Definition of inciting people and the definition and the context is very important. Those are the things to consider.
All right.
If I come outside and I say, to be honest, this government has not done well in as regards this, and that. And E something. I don't want to call names of all these parties. Maybe, okay, let's be more realistic. Maybe I'm PDP, and I'm coming out to say, okay, this government has not done this and this and that. Is it fact? What people
Man,
still come back to what we have said before.
yes.
Informed people will now decide. Is this fact? Yes or no? Fact over sentiment. And I say, okay, oh, so really they've not done this, they've not done that. Informed people, whether politically inclined or not, can now say, okay, this is true, this is true, this is true. The government should do this and that. They tag the government, make it news. Aha. Now, about your direct question, that we have people that are excessively, what's the word? People that are just fanatics about their political parties. That's not the problem of the person that spoke. Somebody said, this government has not fixed my road in my area. What concerns somebody in his house? Why is he insulting another person? That's the problem. That's not his side. That's my point.
Example, for example,
Context is very important.
Wetin comes out now today.
Okay, what?
And just shouts, this person is a buffoon or is a fool or something, and just calls somebody
Yeah.
and just, throw away her out there. You understand? That's hate speech. So
That is him just.
It's freedom of expression.
No, it's not freedom of expression. That person has the right to press charge against him. That's the truth.
Okay, so let's say as the throw her now, the other come talk say, I'm not going to answer her more, but everybody knows, so the person where they talk, now be the buffoon, now be the fool. It's not hate speech.
If we can now think that, oh, what he said is not as severe as what the guy has responded with, we can press charge too.
Okay. So now let's say I stand up now and I say, Victor, I just say something about Victor, maybe something terrible. And then maybe Victor too give him back to me, and then we can't get camp, we can't fight. Nobody drag anybody, go court. Is it freedom of expression or is it hate speech or inciting? Or we can't say, wait. Now, just like you talk, as a thing now can't reach now. Maybe I can say I tribalize her or I throw her to something. And the thing can't cause maybe for our community, make our two family. We even come from the same place, make our two family begin the fight. No. So it's now we don't cause trouble.
Wait, let me answer.
So it's no longer just.
So what happened in Rivers State that time? Where they were giving each other gbasgbos, and then issues happened that led to the state of emergency now. How do we look at that when it comes to freedom of expression?
Let me answer this. First, you have to understand that you don't know.
Yes, they drag the case.
Proceeding, and then during the course of the proceeding, they will know who is really involved and who is not really involved. Yeah, they are going to be distilled. So whether it was something you said that now started a trend or something, at the end somebody is going to preside over it and see if truly your role in it should have really caused state that. It's not going to exculpate those people. We're trying to see if you that started it is going to be implicated, indicted in it or not. And there's going to be proceedings now. They won't just carry you and go and kill you.
But can I ask just one question to the both of you? Inside this country, you get times where you say you actually exercise your right, but it work against you. Like you not do anything wrong, but maybe because the person in power big pass you, use and press you down. Are we in agreement in that?
That power pressing down something, but to be very honest, it doesn't always work the way people like to target. In fact, it is film that has actually created that impression lightly in people's minds. It does not work that way that you now say you have money, your son has killed somebody somewhere, and people know you just carry money and just go and bribe. That's not how it works. At all. It doesn't work like that at all.
Adebayo, are you serious?
Yes, I'm being very serious.
Okay.
So like the impression that movie has really created in people's mind, it does not even give people the charge to even try and follow up things. They just think that, oh, that man, he has 10 G's. He will just give 5 to the judge and then, oh, it is not even all judge even have access to start it. These are things that it's a lot complicated than just saying, oh, they are going to bribe. That's not it works. Especially when it is public knowledge already. People know about it. You cannot just have money and now buy the police. So the police are supposed to do what? Tell people to forget about it.
Are you done? Please finish up before we round up. We are way out of time.
Okay. The first thing I'm going to say is it is going to be unreal to say that there's no influence of powerful people in society.
Yeah.
That's one thing we need to point out. We need to point out that. Now, it is why I said we the people, we are the problems of ourselves. There's a whole lot to consider when I speak about things like this. Number one, you need to consider education. I'll talk about. You need to consider independence of the judicial system, of the judicial arm of government. There's a whole lot to consider. You need to consider check and balances. You need to consider this whole local government independence. There's a whole lot. So when you speak about issues like this, don't just pick one. It's one affects the other. It's like a chainsaw. It's connected. Now, the truth is, there must be influence. If I go to the police station and somebody is arrested, sometimes they arrest somebody on Friday so that the person will sleep Saturday and Sunday. Is that not influence in a way? To just delay everything so that Friday will elapse and then you sleep. You suffer.
But the difference there is it is unofficial, so it will not look as if they did it deliberately.
But that's the thing. Sometimes person gets to hold you down there. Some can even put you there a full day. And not be here with it.
Now to
that give baby pepper soup to one House of Reps member. Yeah. Sometime last year, that e-taxi person. Did the person not tell her, Koro, I will put you in my dog cage, I will this, I will that?
How did it matter at the time?
The guy later came and said they have apologized to you that we should forget it now.
And
we should not help him fight.
They both guys came online. What did the both guys say?
He said they have apologized that we should allow him.
Exactly. So
no, this is the freedom of expression. Anyway, but in conclusion,
was that one that expressed it for you?
In conclusion, when we talk boundaries of freedom of expression, what are we saying? 1 minute.
In conclusion, when there's the rights, there's the responsibility attached to it. So with every privilege, there's also a responsibility. So in as much as you have your right to express yourself, you should also do it within the confines of the law and not break the law in the process of doing that.
Like, as much as you want to say whatever we want to say, there's always the defense of justification. If you must say some certain things, then you should at least make sure that it is true. That's like the least that you can do. Just at least make sure that it is true, so that even if they want to bully you, you have the support of people behind you to say, oh, this person actually said the truth.
Shall we get that one?
Do you understand? So that's just yes, now. Put it in the social media. Social media, like
mention, we didn't talk about that, but cyberbullying is also something.
Time to spend together.
I just say
we're done for today now. We have next week, we have another week, we have another week. But our wonderful listeners, our wonderful viewers, thank you so much. Say you can get with us. Just follow us. Enjoy this topic we'll call Understanding the Boundaries of Lawful Expression. And my two guests now, Okeleye Adebayo Esquire. Thank you so much. And Victor Chinedu Eric Esquire. Thank you so much. So you don't hear try to do for yourself that favor of to know waiting the Constitution talk. Know this your rights. Just like putting Victor the amount. Education. You know go take you anything. To try get you say section 40, section 38, section 39. Done. So you see, section 39, section 45 of our Constitution, they talk about your rights and they talk about the limits. Even if you don't learn anything.
If you don't want it, and try get a lawyer.
Hey, yes, try get them. And if you don't understand them, like you first talk, you feel even use AI, and you also feel get lawyer. Then now don't become my friend now. Me, now just to help and ask them. Then they go tell me. So you said try get yourself try get make you for know waiting days so that you all no go lost. And then you no go get excuse when things take they work good or bad for you. You get right, but you get responsibility. We also follow that right. My name remain Princess Anyana, and this is where we go draw the curtain on top Know Your Rights for today. Join us again on Friday by 11 o'clock for another beautiful one. Until then, 12 o'clock, sharp Tori, they come to your speaker. Our social media handles at Christ Said Radio TV, also there for you. Catch you on another time. Thank you so much, gentlemen.